Hi guys, Rob from Rob's Model Cars again, and welcome back to the channel. We're back again with another brand new model review today, and this is the latest one from AUTOart. This is the Nissan Skyline RS Turbo Super Silhouette 1982 version. Now, AUTOart a while back, a few years, released the 1983 version of this Super Silhouette car. So they've done some revisions to some of the bodywork. It's mainly aero and wheels that are slightly different from the older version, but this is a re-release in good old die-cast with those few changes. Now the 83 model, the older release, was actually a Signature Series model which came with AUTOart's Certificate of Authenticity, and they were limited edition. This one is not a Signature Series anymore. I believe AUTOart is not doing Signature Series models anymore. So this just comes in their standard box, no Certificate of Authenticity. So we don't really know how many of these they are going to make. But let's start the review. Just comes in the standard AUTOart box with a bit of branding on there. If we open it up, the model does come encased in a foam shell. If we look in the top, we've got a little bit of an instruction booklet on how to affix the front hood and the rear boot lid. This is how the model comes. You do have parts in the top of the box, which is the whole front of the car, the rear wing or boot lid, it's one piece, and there should be the wheel covers in here somewhere as well. And then the model is actually screwed to the foam base, as you can see there. So it's a really cool looking model. I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy one of the original release ones many years ago. I could have bought one of those for 180 Australian dollars, which was an absolute bargain. These retail on AUTOart's website for US $270, but I did buy this one with a voucher through eBay from New Ace in Hong Kong. Cheaper than what it would have cost me to buy it directly from AUTOart with shipping. So this one cost me around 280 US dollars. So it's hovering around the $400 mark Australian for this model. So as I say, kicking myself that I didn't buy the original one many years ago, but I definitely wanted to add this into my Nissan and my Nismo collection. So yeah, we'll get this unscrewed and we'll open all the other bits and pieces. We'll put it on the turntable and explore the glorious details of these good old die-cast AUTOart models. Okay, so the first thing that's really apparent when you open this model is the sheer weight compared to all of these new generation AUTOart models which are in composite or plastic. It's really nice to feel a heavy weighted model again, and this one is absolutely jam-packed with detail. Now, as I mentioned, the older release is of the newer car, the 83 model. Now this is the 1982 version, and from the pictures I can see, I'm going to try and show you the differences between the two models. If anyone has the older release and I've missed some details, leave them in the comments below for the other collectors to see. But what I can tell is that it doesn't have the big triangulated sides on this front splitter. The older version doesn't have these louvered hoods through here. The older version has a ducktail wing on the back here where this one doesn't. The wheels are different, different style of wheels. But I think mostly, and the front grille. So the older release, the actual hood comes down and is a red colour in the centre here between the headlights. So I think that's primarily is the difference, that the 83 version has more aero on it and this has less aero. But overall, great looking model, jam-packed with detail, as you'll see in a minute. And yeah, I'm super stoked to have this one into the Nissan collection. Now, the paint finish is pretty good on it. It does need a little bit of a clean. It doesn't look like it's really been polished. Maybe they just painted it and applied all the the stickers or the decals on it. I'm not sure. But I have to say some of the paintwork on the newer composite models is better than the paint on this particular model here. So hopefully I don't have a sample here. Hopefully it looks like a brand new model. But the paint's okay, could be a little bit better, polished up a little bit more. Headlight detail is really good on the model, as with all the grille openings. I think they've done a pretty good job there. As I say, this is a re-release with a few tweaks, so it's very, very similar to the older 1983 version. The wheels are new on this one. I really like these. These are really 80s. These gold lace pattern wheels with the yellow Dunlop writing on the tyres. Average job on the brakes and the calipers in behind there. You've got some nice features, as this is a race car. You've got some ducting here which goes in through the front windows. There's a nice little metal pins to remove the hood. They're just for display, you don't need to release them. Nice big deep side sills. You've got a big exhaust, side outlet exhaust here. Huge wide body this car. Big massive rear wing on the boot lid. And as you'll see, there's some fantastic detail underneath the back of the car and underneath the floor of the model also. The plastics that they use in the windows are nice and clear. Don't have any issues on this model. The side windows and the rear window as well. Being such a boxy 80s model Nissan, you can really see all the detail in the interior looking through the windows, which is just fantastic. So yeah, this model, the wheels do turn, they do steer as well, and being an older AUTOart model, it does have working suspension as well, which is a real nice treat. All these new composite models, geez, they're just lacking in detail and quality when you compare them to these older diecast AUTOart models. So yeah, really impressed. I love the big fat tyres on the back, huge amount of dish here, looks really awesome. Now the whole front comes off, so it has a couple of little pins on the front of the chassis here, which just lock in behind this bar. As you can see, there's a bar on the front of the inside of the engine lid here. You just hook that into those clamps and then just tilt it backwards. As you can see, it's all painted black on the inside, but really nice application of all the decals. Yeah, the paint looks pretty good, as I mentioned. There's a couple of spots on this model where it looks like it needs a bit of a polish. But yeah, that's the whole front clam removed. Now, we might take everything off now. The boot lid is the same. The boot lid just comes off, has the wing integrated on it, and it's also painted black. But it has all these nice little photo-etched pins, locking pins, which are really nicely done, nice and delicate, and they look very authentic. So we'll put that to the side as well. Now let's have a look at some of this engine detail. Lots of air ducts in the front, lots of black rubber hosing, big intercooler in the front. You can see the headers, nicely detailed headers with the turbo hanging off. It's a low mount turbo. This is a 4-cylinder engine. Nice tow hook on the frame there. Detail in the shock absorbers. You've got some intercooler piping. Yeah, wastegate over here. Just an awesome looking model, and it's really nice to have a large amount of engine detail like this in a model again. Really, really satisfying. So yeah, those that already have the older version of this model, you would attest that this is a greatly detailed model from AUTOart, and this is a new release, but it's a re-release, so it's pretty much the same, I think, underneath. Now, if we have a look in the boot section or the rear of the car, we've got the big fuel cell in there. We've got all the fuel lines in there also. Lots of extra little bits and pieces. Really impressive looking detail. And let's have a look at underneath. So you can see here, massive amount of detail. You can see all the fuel lines, brake lines, rear differential, all the suspension, gearbox up the front, drive shaft, some aero fins here as well. I mean, we just don't get this sort of stuff anymore, and this is what us collectors want. We want these extremely high detailed models. So AUTOart, if you're listening, this is what we want. So yeah, really impressive underneath, and you can see some of the suspension in the front, and yeah, just amazing the amount of detail under here. So really impressed with this model so far. I'm going to display it with all its pieces off because I think it just looks awesome like this. And yeah, really happy so far. Now if we open the doors, I'm just going to use my little X-Acto knife just because the gaps are so small. I don't know what they were talking about when they said that the gaps in die-cast were too big. That's why they went to composite. The door gaps on this model are really, really tight. So better than the Hurricane Performante door gaps. But yeah, you can see here all the detail inside. So we've got great door trims there. And we've got a fire bottle. We've got all the hoses, roll cage, racing seat. Just a massive amount of detail inside this model. And as I say, because it is such a boxy car from the 80s, it has large side windows and you can see all the detail inside. So it's really, really fantastic to look at fully displayed open, and that's how I'm going to display this model. So yeah, that's basically it for today's review. Oh no, I forgot one thing. You do get a little bag which has the driver's helmet. I won't open these up, I'll leave them in the bag so I don't lose it. You've got a little driver's helmet here, and you do also have some wheel inserts. So you've got some big deep dish mesh looking ones for the front, for the rear, sorry, and just some black discs that go on the front wheels. Now I'm not going to use those, I'm going to leave those bagged up, and I really like the wheels on this particular setup, so I'm pretty much going to display this model like this. But as I say, really refreshing to have a fantastically detailed model with lots and lots of detail. That this is what we got in the hobby for in the first place, was this style of model. I absolutely love this one. I'm going to rate it very high from AUTOart. I'm glad that they did re-release this model and bring it back for the people that missed out. That's it for today's review. I hope you enjoyed it. This is the AUTOart Nissan Skyline RS Turbo Super Silhouette from 1982, and this was raced by Hasimi Motorsport. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Don't forget to smash that like button. Feel free to share the video, and you can find all my social media and eBay store links on the homepage of this YouTube channel. And stay tuned, we've got plenty more model reviews coming, more models on the way from BBR and some other high-end manufacturers also. And stay tuned to Rob's Model Cars. So yeah, stoked to have this in the collection. I highly recommend it, and thanks for watching.